Vegas likes the Ravens, giving them a 1.5 point edge over the Bills. Richard, who do you like in this game?
I like who Vegas likes this time because that's the team that I think has the advantage. I think Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson had the advantage. They played this Buffalo Bills team. Obviously, it was without Matt Milano in the lineup, so it's going to be a little different here. But they've seen success on that tape. It looks like success. It looks like they have answers. It looks like Derrick Henry of old. It looked like Lamar Jackson had answers. They'll be likely getting Zay Flowers back for this game, who they didn't have last week against the Pittsburgh Steelers. So I like them. Usually when you get a 1.5 from Vegas and when you're the away team, you're the road team, that's really like 4.5 because they give the home team 3 just for being home. If you're the home team, you get 3 points. Like if you see a 3-point margin, hey, they're 3-point favorites. They're really just the home team. That's what they give you for being home. And if you see them down by 3, that's really 6 points. Like they're saying, this is a 6-point dog, but that's, a little background info about how that goes. But I give it to Buffalo. They're playing good football, and they've shown they can run the football really well. James Cook has been incredible. 17 rushing touchdowns on the season now. Has been a great compliment to Josh Allen and what he's been able to do. When Josh Allen isn't having a big game, it's usually because James Cook is running the ball really well in that game, and he doesn't need to pass it that much, or he himself is running the ball well. And he had 12 touchdowns on the year rushing the football. So it's going to be a good game. I don't think it'll be the 35-10 game that it was when they played earlier in the year, but I still think Buffalo struggles to stop the Baltimore Ravens, and I think the Baltimore Ravens defense is playing as well as they have all season, and they'll find ways. They're number one in just about every category: pass yards, yards per play, scoring since week 11. The adjustments they've made have just been great. Now, Josh Allen isn't going quietly into the night, especially when the MVP conversation has been happening all year long, especially in the last month between he and Lamar Jackson. Who deserves it more? They gave it to Lamar last year with stats that weren't as great as the stats he put up this year. And obviously, Josh Allen with the 41 touchdowns or 40 touchdowns is going to say, hey, man, this team was projected not to be in the playoffs this season with the departures of a lot of veterans, a lot of captains, a lot of production offensively with Stephon Diggs and the boys. But he willed this team with rookies and young players, Khalil Shakir and Keon Coleman and James Cook, who we talked about, Dalton Kincaid, the tight ends. They've willed this team to a very good record, second-ranked offense in the National Football League, the 11th-ranked defense. So they're not going to be an easy out, but I think the Baltimore Ravens pull this one out.
Lamar Jackson and Josh Allen are on their way to the Canton. Let's be real. These guys are playing like Pro Football Hall of Famers in the future, no question about it. But neither one of them has been able to get to that top level, that Super Bowl. How important is this game? How important is one of these guys making a run and getting their teams over the final hurdle, which is Patrick Mahomes, and get out of this AFC and out of the Super Bowl? How important is this to their legacies?
It's incredibly important. This is essential because whoever loses this game takes a knock. You know what I mean? They take a step down on the pedestal. And whoever wins it takes a step up. Now, Mahomes is at the top of the mountain, regardless of how he's been playing, regardless of if you think he's played elite this year or last year, or what you think of him. Patrick Mahomes is at the top of the mountain. 3 Super Bowl wins, 3 Super Bowl MVPs, 2 MVPs in the National Football League. If he retired today, some would call him the greatest quarterback to ever play. No offense to the GOAT, Tom 12. But the things he's been able to do early in his career have given him the leeway and the space. He's the greatest. Now, the only way anybody takes a step closer and separates themselves from the pack more is winning this game. Now, if Josh Allen wins this game, then it's Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, then Burrow and Lamar, and then everybody else after that. And if vice versa happens and Lamar wins, then it's Patrick Mahomes, Lamar, Josh Allen, Burrow, and everybody else. That's how it's going to work, and that's how it's going to shake out. For whoever wins is going to give themselves a chance to go against the top of the mountain and potentially inch themselves closer to greatness and to closer to him in comparison. But you're not going to be able to catch him because you're not going to be able to win 3 Super Bowls this year. You can only win 1. So that's what's on the line right now. The other will deal with a lot of criticism in the offseason about how they can't win the big game. I think if Josh Allen loses, he'll be a little bit lighter because he just doesn't have the talent offensively. And that's what they'll say. He doesn't have the weapons. That's what they said in the preseason. That's what they said all year long. But he is the 2 seed right now. So you kind of eliminate that conversation, but I'm sure that's what they'll say if he loses, that, hey, and he doesn't have the receivers yet. They're going to get more experience. They're going to get more pieces. They're going to get better in that space, and they'll be better next year. If Lamar Jackson loses, though, Mitchell, with everything that have and everything they've been able to do, that's going to be a lot different, a lot more noise coming out about Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens if they're unable to win this game and unable to make it further, if they're unable to make it to the Super Bowl this season. So I think a lot more pressure is on the Baltimore Ravens because their expectation and their disappointment would be so much greater, because coming into this season, they were supposed to be one of the best teams in football. And it was supposed to be them and the Kansas City Chiefs in the AFC Championship. And again, you're expecting that to be a battle, but we're expecting it to be in Baltimore again. It's going to be in Kansas City if it happens. So they would have to go through Buffalo and go through Kansas City on the road to get to a Super Bowl, then potentially go through one of these great quarterbacks and one of these great teams in the NFC, and that would get them a lot of acclaim. So I'm looking forward to watching this game and this result. A lot riding on this one.